Alright guys, you know what? We pretty bad. We are so far over budget right now, and we're not even close to being done yet. There's still so many finishing touches we gotta do. We haven't even touched the exterior, put on new wheels, painted the frame to keep it from rust and whatnot, the outside windows. There's a lot we still gotta do, guys, but stay tuned to the end of this episode. We're gonna do the cost breakdown so you can see just how bad we messed up and how far over budget we are, and kind of our future predictions for how much more we got to spend. But let's go ahead and break down what happens this episode, because as you can tell, things are a whole lot brighter in here right now, so let's break it down.
Alright guys, we are going to jump into, we have done a ton. So we're going to take you guys on a trip of us painting the windows. They had that nasty aluminum color in the background, so we painted those. We redid the hardware. We had that nasty oily brass kind of looking on the hardware, so we changed that out. Then we built screens for the windows, that way bugs aren't coming in, and then we painted the cabinets. So we have a ton to show you guys. Let's get right into it.
Alright guys, let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and roll the footage. Alright you guys, as you see, I'm all suited up here looking like I'm about to go to Dexter's lab or something. But what we got going on here is we got our primer right here. We're about to finally start priming that shiplap. Now, what we could have done, guys, is in reality, we could have rolled it, but because of getting in between all those grooves, a lot of people say when you go to roll that, you get a lot of paint that settles into those grooves, and you got to scrape it all out. It's just a big mess. So, it's a small enough area that we're deciding just to spray it. This is our Graco, guys. We'll link what we use down below. This is what we use to paint the inside of our house, our kitchen cabinets and stuff. This thing is an absolute beast. It makes light work of small areas. I've even seen people paint whole houses with this gun. It's ridiculous. Alright guys, we're in here in the trailer. It's so hot in here, guys. As you can see, we got everything taped off. All of our windows, our cabinets, our bench, the floor. Basically, when you are spraying, guys, you want to tape off every single thing you don't want to get paint on. Like your skylights, your AC, your outlets. Literally anything, guys, because when you're spraying, guys, that paint is atomizing into the air, and it's going to settle on literally every surface that it can. So if you don't want primer on it or in it, tape it off. Trust me, you're going to save yourself a lot of headache later on. So I'm going to go ahead and start priming this, guys. We're getting all of the shiplap all around. We're not doing the ceiling. We already just rolled that, so that was really easy. And then, yeah, we should be all good to go, guys. This primer is a really quick dry. We might be able to do 2 coats today. Maybe not. It's kind of hot in here, so we might wait until tomorrow. So we're going to get the first coat on all the shiplap, on all of the trim. And we should be in good shape, guys. So I'll get back to you in just a bit. All right, this is the first coat of primer, guys. We did have to open up the door. We taped it all off and taped it shut, so I wasn't, just spraying straight outside. But it got so humid in here, guys. It was bad. Like, the paint started to run because it was so humid and hot in here. So we had to open that up, untape one of the windows, and let air flow to get some of that moisture out of the air, and it's definitely helped. So take a look at it, guys. This is what it looks like so far. It's obviously first coat, right? Your first coat, you're just going for coverage. You don't want to go for gold on the first coat because you're going to get a lot of run. You're going to waste a ton of paint. Your first coat, you're just trying to get good coverage and get a good base layer for your second coat. So now that we got all this on, guys, I mean, look at the difference this is already going to make. Imagine once this is fully finished white, we got all of this, and we got our backsplash. It's going to look so freaking good, guys. I'm getting so pumped up. So I'm going to get back to you guys tomorrow when I go to hit this second coat. Alright guys, here we are. This is the step that we're at right now. So we've got everything painted, looking nice. We got the inside frames done here. Now this, we still got to put up our window frames with the screens in there. But you can see our cabinets here. We're going to go with white up top. They've got their final on there. As you can see that. Down here, what we're going to do is we're going to do this web gray color from Sherwin-Williams. We're going to drop that on the bottom, and then we're also going to do that for our accent piece up here, and then possibly up here. Then right here, we're going to go with this color, this clary sage, this nice earth tone color. And this is a lot of what our combination is going to look like. It kind of got sanded off, but we're going to do this combo and this combo. So we're going to go ahead and get this first layer of paint up on all these frames in here. Then we'll go outside, we'll spray down the actual cabinets with the spray gun, but it's a lot easier for us to just roll these cages in here, these frames, and then we'll put this all together. All right, guys, here we are on the final coat of paint on these cabinet doors. We saved you guys a whole bunch of time. I know you didn't want to just sit there and watch us literally paint and then watch paint dry. So we've got our first coat on this. This is that clary sage. And then we've got our cabinets back here as well and some other odd ends pieces. We already sprayed the final on the white. We've just got to do this and then the gray. Then we're going to let these dry for a few days to make sure they kind of cure. Then we're going to move them in and put all the hardware on and we still have to spray paint all that hardware black. And then this is the TC Pro. This thing is incredible. You want to make sure that you guys have a mask on when you're doing this, a suit and gloves, because this paint is going to become aerosolized. And so you want to really make sure that you're protected for this. I've got my suit on, I've got my mask. So let's let Kaden get to this and show you how easy it is to spray with the spray paint gun. And there you guys have it. I'm gonna let him go. I've got to help him hold this. I usually hold the hanger so that it doesn't start moving like it is right now with them. But that's how easy it is, guys, to just start spraying these and get that professional look on these. And like I said, we've been doing the whole thing with this gun and it's working like a charm. All right, the cabinets are painted, so now we're moving on to the detail work to bring it all together. So we've been spraying with satin black a lot of our interior stuff. This is kind of like a bronze type color, or I guess brass, you could say. Take the time, I dropped these into a bucket and I poured some crud cutter into that bucket and I just let these things sit in there. That way I could pull off all that grease and grime that's in here, especially because that's going to be in these joints and hinges here. And then I did the same thing for the handles here. I dropped all these knobs into the crud cutter as well. Then I had a soft nylon brush and I went and scrubbed these and then used a microfiber towel to clean these all up. These are the screws and I'm spraying those tips black because I want them to blend right into the hinges here. So that's just a little thing you can do. It's a lot of screws, but I just push them straight down into some cardboard and that works. So we're gonna spray these knobs, and these hinges. Then we're gonna let those dry and then we'll get back to installing everything, get everything up and ready. All right, we've got our second coat of Rust-Oleum satin black on here. They are looking so good. So with Rust-Oleum, it's really cool because you can get a second coat on within minutes on there. I am gonna have to flip these and spray the other side, but I'm gonna let these dry for a while and then I'm gonna flip them over, spray the back part, and then we should be good to go. Screws are all done and my knobs are looking so nice. That looks so slick, guys. So I'm super pumped about this. We're gonna spray these, then it's time to start installing. Okay, guys, we are building the screens now for inside the trailer. So if you're trying to look for how to build screens inside a trailer, it's super hard. No one's really got good tutorials or details. So I'm gonna show you how we're doing this. So these are the original frames that we took off. You can see they're really thin and flat. And then they use this system to pin them together, this corrugated steel. Now you'll find these in the Lowe's aisle a lot of times by like picture hangers when people are designing frames. Well, our challenge is we went and bought those, but the wood that we're using for our frames is significantly thicker. So when we would go to hammer those in, this hard poplar wood, it would not set in there. So essentially what we did is we took all of our pieces, right? We cut them into 45-degree angles. Boom, just to make a picture frame. Okay, show them what it looks like actually. Here's one that's done. Right, so it's just a nice large picture frame, a frame that's gonna go around. We'll show you guys how to put in the screen aspect of that and staple that in. Well, basically what we had to do is, if you can see right here, this hole that's running right through this piece and the hole that's running into this one. All we made, guys, is a jig. Now, a jig is just so that you can continue to recreate something. So, if we see right here, my pieces fit perfectly into this. Now, this could be a metal block here, or it could be a piece of wood. We just had this, so it worked fine. But we've got a piece of wood right here. Then we screwed in 2 little pieces of scrap board. And then, let me show you what makes this the genius part, what makes it an actual jig, is right here, this hole. Now you can see our drill, we're using 1/4, and this thing goes right in there like that. So when we go, every time we are getting the same drill hole, and it holds both these in place. Now to hold that in place, what I do, because I'm just out here working by myself in the shop, is I use these wood clamps to hold down the piece as I drill. So I take that drill straight through here and I measure in. I'm going 2 inches in. So once I have that, what I do is I take my little wooden dowel piece that I've cut 2 inches and I hammer that through. So I hammer that through like that. Now that's going to connect right into here to give this structure. So if you can see that, boom. Now I have complete stability in that. I don't need a staple on the back of this or do anything. Now we are using glue for this. Guys, go pick up this. Don't get the Gorilla Glue stuff. This stuff is the Primo. Tight Bond 2 Premium Wood Glue. It sets really fast. In about 30 minutes, it's got its hold time. Then what we did is we went and picked up these wood clamp braces. And these are from Harbor Freight. They're $6 a piece. Guys, this is a 15-inch long clamp going across. You do see we had to put in another piece because this was so long, but it just ratchets in and it holds this just so that it can get that dry time that it needs. But guys, that's essentially it. It's just a dowel. That's how you get the dowel system in there. Boom, real fast. We've never done one of these before, never done one, but we knocked it out pretty fast. The key element to this, like I said, was making the jig. Okay guys, we've got everything set up on the jig. So I'm using 1/4 bit because my dowels are 1/4, all right? These poplar dowels, they're 1/4. So I'm gonna be using a 1/4 bit. Let me show you how easy this is. I just find my hole that I've already pre-made. I've got my clamps down to hold it. And then, now when I take this off, look how fast this is too. I mean, literally takes less than 30 seconds to get that. Boom. Knock that sawdust out, knock that out. And you can see those holes right there. That's gonna be ready to go to get the dowel in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get them all done. That way I can all knock in the dowels at the same time. All right guys, so here it is. It's looking so freaking good right now. As you see, we got our white cabinets up top we've got this really, really beautiful accent color down low. Shout out to our girlfriend and wives. They definitely picked out these colors for us. So we're not the best designers, but it looks so good. As you see, our white shiplap walls. Now, I will give ourselves credit. We did come up with the shiplap design and the paint for that. So good for us. We got that one all in by ourselves, guys. That design, it looks so good in here, guys. And check out these frames. Look how nice they look. And guys, not only that, but our screens. Check this out. You can actually open the window and you have a screen there now, whereas before they had no screens. So working in here with the windows open was just a bug disaster, guys. They were everywhere. It was disgusting, so annoying, but now all of our windows have screens on them. Now you did see, obviously, our kitchen window does not have a frame yet. That's just because we got to put up our backsplash, right? Don't look at that, guys. We're not there yet, okay? You're going to have to hold on for that one. We got this nice sage green here and on the bottom cabinets as well, guys. Here's the ceiling, guys. Looks so much better now. We gave it that fresh coat of white. It was looking so freaking yellow after we painted everything else. Now, guys, I'll give you a quick sneak peek of the bathroom, the shower room. Not too long, though. That's going to be a few episodes from here. As you see, guys, his bathroom is so much brighter and white now. A lot needs to happen, so this floor has got to come up. We're going to take this up soon enough. We got to put a backsplash on this wall as well as the window trim after that backsplash is up. Repaint this nice gold barrier around this mirror. Not the nicest looking thing. The sink needs to be redone. The toilet needs to be fixed. Bathroom, guys, that one's going to be another thing that we tackle in a few weeks. Just a little bit later from now. There's a lot of stuff we do want to finish on this main part. And we got to hit the outside of this place before it gets too cold here in Utah. Lastly, guys, check out this hardware. Nice painted black hardware on all of our cabinets now. Looks so freaking good, guys. We still got to get to painting the hardware on the fridge, painting this all black. We're not sure, guys. What about this oven? Leave your comments down below. Do we kind of just polish this up, keep this nice silver chrome retro look, getting it really nice again? Or do we paint it? I don't know. Let us know down in the comments, guys. Same with some of the stuff like our sink hardware. Do we go like a matte black or do we keep it silver? I don't know. Let us know down in the comments, though, guys. Hey, this has been a crazy episode. Let's go ahead and break down that cost analysis and see just how far over budget we are. All right, you guys, so let's dive into why we messed up so bad. So we put about $5,800 cash into this when we bought the trailer alone. Now, when we bought it, guys, we had figured we were going to put about $2,200 into the renovation. We'd call it good, and we'd be straight. We'd be $8,000 all in. We thought it was going to take us maybe a month and a half to do all this. Here we are, almost 3 months later, guys, and nearly $9,000 into it. So we are like $1,700 over budget, or sorry, like $700 over budget so far. Now we estimated worst case scenario, guys, it's going to cost us around $9,000 to do the whole thing. Worst case scenario. Right now, we're sitting at a total budget, including the price of the trailer, $8,700, guys, right? So that means we have put in almost $3,000 into this, guys. Nearly $3,000, and we still have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, guys, like Kaden said, I mean, that budget moves fast, and that's something you got to think about with this. One of the big expenses came in. We didn't know the plumbing was going to be as bad as it was. We inspected the plumbing with the man there. We saw the crack, but there was just pieces that we couldn't see because they were under hidden spots that were cracked. And we thought that we were going to have to do the plumbing again, but we ran into issues. We couldn't solder the line anymore. There were so many things wrong with the fitting, so we just had to rip it completely out and put in PEX, which is super nice with those shark connection bites, but it is expensive. It is super expensive. But we got that PEX in. The next thing, guys, is all this wood. Wood right now, if you are living right now in 2021, you know how crazy wood is to get right now and how expensive it is. So we needed that wood to really complete this look. And I think it was a worthwhile investment. Yeah.
It definitely paid off. It looks really good, guys, but we had to pay the price for it. I'm not going to lie. It was really expensive. I think for all the shiplap and the window trim, we were looking at close to $400 in just wood.
And then there's just all these other little costs that add up. The paint, guys, you got to remember, you're inside of a trailer, so you don't want the crappy paint on the walls. You need a pretty good high quality paint that's going to withstand cold temperatures, heat fluctuations, all that, people touching their hands, and have the ability to clean off. So we paid a premium for some of that paint. There's just all these little things like that start to really add up and eat at this budget. The bathroom. Oh, don't even get started with the bathroom. That's another episode.
There is so much more we still have to do, including the outside, guys. So if we wanted to hit that max $9,000 budget, we'd have to do this in the next $300. Do I think that's possible? No, not at all, guys. We got to replace an awning. We got to paint the outside. The bathroom still needs quite a bit of finishing work. And of course, we got to decorate the place. We still got to get fabric for our cushions and whatnot. Guys, there's a lot of stuff here. We're going to be over budget, completely over budget, probably by a few $100. Yeah. We might have to cut back on some of the design aspects and just keep it pretty minimal for a little bit here, just so we can get this out of here and get it launched, because Utah here, guys, we're in September now. Yeah. Cold season, snow is going to come up very fast. In October, it snowed as early as like what, the first or second week of October sometimes. So we got to get to painting this outside here in the next like week, 2 weeks, and kind of get that out. Once we've got the paint and maybe the awning on here, guys, if we decide to go that route, that will be the last of our big budget expenses. Yeah. Hopefully we can bring it in now under like $9,500, guys. We're going to try really hard, guys, to finish off this budget as tight as possible now that we've kind of gone over the numbers and seen where we are. So at the end of every episode, guys, we'll give you a budget breakdown so you can see how far off we are, and kind of leave us comments down below of budget-friendly tips, design tips that we can keep things on a budget, how to make this place look really kind of chic and modern, really inviting, but also how to keep that price low. We need it bad, guys. Alright, guys, so thanks for tuning in today's episode, guys. Make sure you subscribe to The Hustle, and hey, we'll catch you guys on the next one.